the church history is full of rich examples of artistic expression from the very beginnings of the church. I mean, we kind of have this this idealistic notion that if we're really being spiritual, we'd be worshiping in the catacombs with kind of bare bones kind of thing. But the fact is that the church inherited a liturgy and practice, including the Lord's Supper, which has been richly expressed throughout the centuries. And whether it's the painting of Michelangelo and the sculpture, or the music of Bach, we have again myriad examples of great art. We've actually discussed, does great art impede, the word, the primacy of the word, and of course, if it's what we came back to is again, talking with the theologians and the artists together, is that it's something that we must build together. That we must build in cooperation with each other. It does offer the opportunity for misuse, and of course, we can create idols out of anything if we're not careful. But if the artistic expression is done under the theological oversight, then it has the power. I often joke about Pope Julian and Michelangelo looking at the empty ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, and Pope Julian saying, "Oh, just go ahead, express yourself, paint whatever you want." Well, of course, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, and Michelangelo knew that there were expectations about what he was to paint, and we don't know the internal conflict that he might have had about, limitations on his artistic expression. We don't have that kind of notion. You could say the same thing about Bach. I mean, he didn't write his own texts, for instance. He didn't come up with those lyrics on his own. These were, poets that were overseen theologically. So it was guaranteed that the full artistic expression was again, a catechism, a truly theologically based expression. This is something that we can recover in the church. It will take effort on the part, again, of church leaders, of theologians, of teachers in seminaries, and that sort of thing, across the board, in order to have but personally, I love to dream of a kind of artistic revolution within the church that would bring us back to something that is truly meaningful and worshipful.